Indonesia has various cultures from its local ethnics. Each region has its different characteristics. Madiun is a city located in East Java. Its motto as Kota Gadis, Perdagangan, Pendidikan, dan Perindustrian, Universitas PGRI Madiun (Unipma) plays a major role to develop the quality of education both nationally and internationally. Universitas PGRI Madiun (Unipma) has achieved some award, winning the award of Top University Aku from Cooperative 7, getting institution accreditation B, winning national competition grants, and many more. Unipma has 2 postgraduate programs and 4 faculties for undergraduate program with 22 departments. Postgraduate program, Indonesian language and literature education, and social science education. Undergraduate programs, Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Faculty of Health Sciences and Science, Faculty of Engineering, and Faculty of Economics and Business. To support students' activities and develop students' talents and creativities, there are also some students' activity centers: choir, band, theater, modern and traditional dance, karate, student regiment, and scout. In encouraging the smart and competitive alumni, Unipma also provides representative facilities, convenient classrooms, Campus 1, Campus 2, Campus 3, library, laboratories, micro-teaching and computer, sports center, language and culture center, Graha Cendekia, dormitory, gamelan room. Universitas PGRI Madiun (Unipma) commits to give learning-oriented education and student independence to develop their abilities and skills by organizing some activities such as national and international seminars.
Universitas PGRI Madiun, smart and competitive.
Unipma, smart and competitive.
Of the sorry for the interrupt before introductions of the presenters and presentations from the presenters divided into opening presentations and closing. The presentations will be divided into 2 sessions with each sessions consisting of 3 people who make presentations with a time of 5 minutes and will be followed by a questions and answer sessions. And the 6th is closing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to lead you toward the next agenda, which is the reading of the rules. For all participants, please send your PowerPoint file in your respective chat columns. And then presenters and non-presenters are participants who are registered in the ICETECH 2021 Conference Management System. Participations cannot be represented by anyone. You must join using a Zoom Cloud Meeting account, which is to sign in using Zoom account and by using the email that was registered during registrations. You are not allowed to log in and log out the vacant room and must coordinate first with the committee if you want to leave the vacant room for a while. The committee has the right to refuse you to rejoin if you leave the vacant room for too long. While following the beacon, you must keep the camera on and the microphone must be mute except for those that will ask questions or responses after being invited by the moderator. You are required to use the raise hand feature or type it through the chat features when you ask. When you need to ask questions or give comments, you must convey it in concise and clear. Your participations can only be verified if you can participate in a full event for 2 days from August 25 till 26 on 2021. If your participations cannot be verified by the conference management system, so you cannot automatically download the certificate from within your account because the button to download the certificates will not be open. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to lead you towards the next agenda, which is the reading of, before we got into the main agenda, there are 6 presenters for today's virtual conference. The first presenters is Ms. Sola de la Rosarina and Leonor Acudio Favor from MMSU de la Salle University, Philippines. And then the second presenters is Triviano from Universitas Cendrawasih. The third presenters is Indah Slamet Budiarti, Bonifacius Yanwarboy, Albert Lumbu from Universitas Cendrawasih, and then the fourth presenters is Firman from Universitas Cendrawasih. The 5 presenters is Rahula Marquing dan Luhur Saraswati from Universitas Indraprastha PGRI, and the last but not least is Bella Akadina Putri dan Luhur Saraswati from Universitas Indraprastha PGRI. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to invite the first presenters with the topic of investigations of pre-service physics teachers' problem-solving ability in the Newton's law of motions. For Mr. Triviana, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I prepare my presentation. Critical thinking and problem solving, creativity and innovation, communication and collaboration. And thank you. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for the time given to me. I'm Triviana. We'll present our study on investigating students' problem-solving approach in the concept of electrostatic force. Our team, I am and Mr. Albert Lumbu, and our institution is Universitas Cendrawasih, Jayapura, Papua, Indonesia. Introduction. The curriculum of the Physics Education Study Program, Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Cendrawasih University provides introductory courses in physics and magnetic electric. The concept of electrostatic force studied introductory physics and magnetic electric. From the results of the initial survey on the evaluation of learning conducted by researchers, it was found that students were less trained in problem solving. Problem solving is one of the important topics in physics education. According to INS 2018, and problem solving is an important element in physics learning according to Dr. et al. 2015. The research is a preliminary study that wants to answer the question, what is the approach taken by physics education students in solving problems related to the concept of electrostatic force? The method. This research used a qualitative approach with a case study design, which was carried out at the Physics Education Study Program, Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Cendrawasih University in the 11th semester or the 2020-2029 academic year. The participants of this research were 10 students who had passed introductory courses in physics and magnetic electric. Then the characteristic of participants of study, we can at the table. The number of male participants is 3. The number of female participants is 7. And then the total number of participants is 10. It between participants 22 to 24. Next is data collection. In the study, data were collected in 3 ways. Namely, the first is by giving a written test. The second is an individual interview. And the final collecting is a focus group discussion or FGD. The data analysis. Data analysis is carried out in stages. The first, analyzing each participant written test answer qualitatively using problem-solving rubric by development Dr. 2018 and qualitatively making description, coding based on the characteristic on the problem-solving approach, and making inference. And second, making transcription of the recorded result called also protocols for each participant, analyzing protocols, interpreting, and making professional conclusion or inferences. And third, reviewing a GD and data field notes. And fourth, compiling. I'm sorry, I'm not mathematic compiling, compiling and the unit analysis based on the category of problem-solving approach, synchronizing the results of the analysis and coding, and then the final correct analysis is a draw conclusion. Result of the study. And the study is to respond 3 variations of the approach used by students in problem solving. We can see on the table, at the table, category of problem solving, scientific approach. Student number is 0 or 0%. Category of problem solving, plug and chart. Number of students 5, divided 3 structured manner and 2 unstructured manner. or 50%. Category of problem solving memory-based approach, 3 students or 30%. And no clear approach, 2 students or 20%. And another finding shows that students have weakness in applying mathematical procedures. We can see at the figures, and figures 1 scores rubric and figures 2 score rubric 2. We can see that none of students score 5 for indicators using mathematical procedures.
Good morning, everyone. We are here to present to you our
Conclusion. Our conclusion is our study that 3 variations of approaches used by students in solving problem. Plug and check 50%, memory-based approach 30%, and nuclear approach 20%. Implication for further research was developing an innovative learning program to build student habit and scientific thinking and improving problem-solving skills. Second, conducting similar research with case studies design on another basic topics as a comparison and increasing the finding. Acknowledgement. The leaders of the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, University, who have provided opportunity and support in financing through DAPA funds for the 2021 fiscal years. The second, lecturers and students in the basic education study program for great cooperation and support. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for Mr. Triana. That is a great presentations. So we will continue to another presenters that with the topic of analysis of students' scientific problem-solving skills in learning using PHED simulations in SMA and Wanimpuran with Miss Indah Slamet Budiarti, Bonifacius Yanwarboy, and Albert Lumbu. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Miss.
Stop, sir. Moderator.
Yes, sorry.
Wait a minute, Miss. I would like to present my PPT.
Okay, please.
Okay, that's clear for you, Miss, and everyone.
Very clear.
Okay, thank you.
You can start now.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Indah Slamet Budiarti. I would like to present our research with Mr. Bonifacius Yanwarboy and Mr. Albert Lumbu. I'm sorry, I have title. I would like to present our paper with the title Analysis of Students' Scientific Problem-Solving Skills in Learning Using PET Simulation in 3D Region. I come from Department of Physics Education Unit Universitas Cendrawasih, Papua, Indonesia. Table of contents. The first introduction, why we conduct this research, and the second, methods, how we conduct this research. The third, result and discussion. What is the findings and the correlation with previous studies? And the fourth, conclusions. What can we infer and imply from this research? Introduction, why we conduct this research. about 3D regions. The 3D region is the outermost area in the territory of Indonesia requiring three conditional parameters, which are terdepan, frontier, terpencil, remote, and tertinggal, disadvantaged. Basically, there are 122 regions in Indonesia that are included in the 3D region, one of which is Nimburan, Papua. Three important points. The first, scientific problem-solving skills are skills that must be nurtured since students learn at the basic education level. The second, one of the things that can stimulate students' scientific problem-solving skills is learning media. And the third, PET simulation media is a technology-based and informatics-based learning media required in 2013 curriculum Permendikbud number 24 of 2016. Research limitations. SMA Negeri 1 Nimburan, Jayapura Regency is the only public school in the Nimburan district that is included in the 3D area in Jayapura Regency. Based on a preliminary study through observation and interviews with 2 physics teachers and 10 students of SMA Negeri 1 Nimburan Jayapura. Main concept, research gap. The teacher teach vibration and wave material through the lecture method. The teacher has never used learning media in comparing vibration and wave material. Research objective. The purpose of the study was to analyze students' scientific problem-solving skills in learning using PET simulation in 3D region. Methods, descriptive qualitative, and 51 respondent. Instrument, interview sheets, observation sheets and tests, interview observation and documentation, and data were analyzed after collection using triangulation method. Result and discussion. SMA Negeri 1 Nimburan is located at Jalan Icim Pufem, Nimburan, District Jayapura, Regency, Papua Province. The number of teachers is 25. The number of male students is 218. The number of female students is 206, and the study group is 14. Interview about learning media. Physics learning based on problem solving or scientific problem solving skills in our school has never used PET simulation media. So the application of the media is a new thing in our school. Maybe students become more enthusiastic about learning because there is a more interesting stimulation. PET simulation may be assured as a means of learning of students for problem-solving skills. If only given materials through literature, maybe students do not understand. However, the existence of PET simulation learning media can improve problem-solving skills in vibration and wave material. Okay, analysis of students' worksheet based on PET simulation learning media. The application of the PET simulation learning media is carried out by compiling students' worksheet of Lembar Kerja Peserta Didik (LKPD). There are 4 students' worksheets for vibration and wave material, namely students' worksheet of pendulum vibration concept, Number 2 is vibration of spring, the concept. The third is worksheet of stationary waves, and the fourth is worksheet of traveling wave. This is one of example of answer of student worksheet of pendulum vibration concept. There is an example of answer of students worksheet of spring vibration concept. Figure 3 is an example of answer of students worksheet of stationary wave concept. And this is a fourth figure. This is an example of answer of students worksheet of traveling wave concept. All of figures shows that students have filled out the student worksheet with observational data from the step in problem solving skills. Based on the result of research that has been done, the result of data analysis on the percent of students' problem solving skills in this study have a low percent for its indicator. The result for its indicator of the percent of problem solving skills are shown in this following table. We can see that six indicator in scientific problem solving skills that have presented the highest is 10.2 and the lowest is 1.7. This is a sample from figure 5, the example of students' answer in to define the problem indicator. And this is the figure 7. I'm sorry, I have to step slide. About this example of students' answer in the plan, the solution indicator. Figure 8, the example of students' answer to implement the plan indicator. Figure 8 is an example of students' results in the fourth indicator, namely to implement the plan. The student's answer is wrong. Based on the student's answer, it can be said that students cannot apply the concept of waves. Wavelength is the ratio of the speed of the wave to the frequency of the wave. I pass this slide. Figure 10 this is an example of students' answer in to plan the solution indicator. Now we can have a graphics of a test mean score of students' scientific problem solving skills. This graphics can show that mean of test score is 38, median 40, and modus 47. Conclusion. The positive effect of using PET simulation media lies in the accuracy of the observation results that are by physical theory. Second, PET simulation media does not require students to get alternative concept and make students experience distraction, so they do not focus on filling out worksheet. the mean, median, and modus score of student scientific problem solving. Skills based on the test are 38.52, 50, and 46.67 respectively. The achievement score is still categorized in the low category for the criteria of scientific problem solving skills indicator. Thank you. From me, Dasla Putyarti, Boniface Yanankoy, and Albert Lumbu. Thank you, Ms. Moderator.
Thank
That's
you
enough.
so much. Yes, thank
I
you so
would
much,
stop.
Miss.
Okay,
That
thank you.
is interesting presentations. So, okay. Now I would like to invite the last presenters from the first sessions with the topic of identifications of distribution seawater intrusions based on resistivity method Schlumberger configurations in Merauke Regency, Papua. To Mr. Firman, the time is yours.
Thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for moderator. Now, I am presenter my title, my presentation. The seawater intrusion indication based on resistivity study on Merauke Regency, Papua, Provinsi Indonesia. This is abstract. My presentation is introduction, based theory, methodology, result and discussion, and conclusion. Introduction. This Merauke city, which is a coastal area. This is location. One of the problems in coastal area is the availability of clean water that will be used by local residents. Community is the study area is very dependent on the presence of groundwater as clean water for daily use. The existence of drilling will owned by residents that fail branches to foraging and clean water service from PDAM is very limited. Indicate that use the clean water is not optimal. Based on the geological map, is now the reset area is formed from surface deposit consisting of river deposit, swamp deposit, and coastal deposit. The lithology composite, the sediment is lost, consisting of very fine size material ranging from clay to very fine sand. Coarser grain material to gravel enough intrusion because the formation is composite of grain that have high porosity and permeable. This is a topography map of the SEC area, which is location altitude between 4 until 7 meters. The risk area include lowland and is not controlled by activity geologic structure. This condition cause the development of large river, such as Mo River, Kumba River, and Biak River. The state of Merauke landscape will facilitate of occurrence of seawater intrusion if triggered by uncontrolled groundwater uptake and climate change. Water in Merauke City abundant in quality, but in quantity is very limited. This is phenomenon that occur in deep groundwater drilling. The water portion cannot be utilized because containing hot sulfur. Sources of drinking water are mostly obtained from rainwater, refill water, PDAM water, and shallow well water. The clean water network in Merauke City has not run optimal. lack of management, service, and maintenance from the government affect this condition. This condition is used by many residents to switch profession from manual labor to mobile water sellers. Water becomes as a new commodity that is easy to trade. The price is high, and the price is even high in dry season. This is research purpose to identify water intrusion in the study area using the geoelectric resistivity method. This is very important to that general public can make maximum use of groundwater. There are two types of groundwater, namely shallow groundwater and deep groundwater. These two types of groundwater have different pressure. Deep groundwater has high pressure than outside air, so that will drilling groundwater will come out without using water pump. Both types of groundwater are formed through several processes or hydrology cycle. This slide illustration the process of seawater intrusion into freshwater, which is common in coastal area. Intrusion in coastal area occur due to uncontrolled groundwater extraction, causing a decrease in the water table. The effect seawater intrusion will cause mixing between seawater, which has a high enough salinity, and groundwater, occurring in the zone of dispersion. As a result, groundwater will faster breakage to south. This is electrical sensitivity method. The measurement principle of this method is the electric current injected beneath the earth surface through two current electrodes and measurement the response of the subsurface rock formation at the potential electrode. Average of resistivity obtained from the magnitude of injected current and measured potential on the surface using the equation rho A sama dengan K delta V for E, where K is the geometry factor. The value of geometry factor is determined by the configuration used. In the geoelectric method, there are several configurations, but the most commonly used the Schlumberger, Werner, dipole-dipole configuration. Whereas rock resistivity depends on several factors, namely porosity, light, clay, content, rock, age, and etc. This is configuration and method geoelectric, Schlumberger, Werner, and dipole-dipole. This is a table resistivity methodology. In the study, the data collection includes secondary data and primary data. Secondary data include reference in the form of proceeding journal report and so on, while primary data in the form of electric current, potential difference, and the coordinate of the measurement location. The equipment used include geoelectric Naniora, NRD 328 HP, HEIF, as well as several supporting tools such as battery, electrode, cable, meter, and so on. Before measurement, the equipment used, calibration is carried out in order to obtain field data. The data in the form of electric current and potential different fault are obtained injecting through two electrodes, namely the current electrode AB and AB and the potential electrode MN. This is a data model of the result of geoelectric measurement in the field. Same. And this is slide. In this result of data processing using EV2Win, this result describe the subsurface lithology. Same. This slide explains the result value of fresh, brackish, and salt water. The result of this laboratory scale resistivity measurement we will use as control in analysis. This is a two-dimension cross-section of the 4 measurement location. Based on the result of data processing from the 4 measurement parts, one part did not find any seawater intrusion. This can be seen from the rock resistivity value, which is between 39 until 3832 ohmmeter. The resistivity value influenced by the distance factor from the back. If the measurement are take close to the short line, the value of the resistivity is getting smaller. The topography of the research area is about 7 meters above sea level and is overgrown by a lot of vegetation, allowing this area become catchment area and has good water quality. There are 3 parts that explain seawater intrusion. This can be seen from the value resistivity in extract the measurement point 1 in city Merauke. This resistivity value ranks from 1007 and 470 ohmmeter. The measurement point of Kurik has a resistivity value between 003 and 243 ohmmeter, and the Semangga measurement point has resistivity value between 0.79 and until 1465 ohmmeter. Seawater intrusion can be said to occur in the resistivity volume between 0.5 to 5 ohmmeter. The drainage system doesn't work. It even becomes the entrance for seawater to land during high tides. Likewise, the landscape of Merauke City is mostly composite of river deposit, 6 meter depth in Kurik. There is indication of seawater intrusion at Jagipo. The seawater intrusion present due to several factors. The imbalance between Cheng and Cheng. 2. The characteristic of unconsolidated rock material with high permeability. Thank you very much for attention.
Thank you so much for the great presentations, Mr. Firman. So, ladies and gentlemen, and now we will enter the questions and answer sessions. I will give the time for the participant that would like to ask something for all the presenters who has done a presentations. Please type down your name and where you came from studying from now, or please raise the feature hands before you speak up. Okay. Is there any question else? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to recite the questions from Miss Delia from Universitas Prasta PGRI. Good morning. I want to ask to Miss Indah, what are the difficulties experienced by students in 3T when learn physics using PET simulations? For Miss Indah, I will give back the floor to you and the time is yours. Thank you for Miss Delia for asking
Thank you, Ms. Moderator. Thank you, Ms. Delia, for your questions. The 3T region, SMA Negeri 1 Nimboran. There is that almost of the students have not a gadget. So we have learning in physics with in focus when the students have a learning with media PET simulation, they do not focus on filling out worksheet, but they have interesting in PET simulation because that PET simulation is the first virtual media for them. So they are very happy to have a basic learning with PET simulation media, but we have difficult learning because they do not focus on filling out worksheet. That's my answer, Ms. Delia. I hope you can satisfied with my answer. Thank you, Ms. Moderator.
Thank you so much, Miss Indah. That's really, really good answering. And then anything else for the questions? Okay, if no questions anymore, okay. Sorry. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have entered the second sessions, which will begin with the presentations using the video. For the second sessions, presenters who have chosen to use video, will you share the video by yourself or be assisted by the team, by the IT team? For the first presenters, I would like to choose the topic utilizations of banana peels or Musa paradisiaca as a substitute for dry chemical powder in a light fire extinguisher in terms of physical science study. For Miss Rahel Rahuela Marpaung, dan Luhur Saraswati from Universitas Indraprasta PGRI. Would you like to share your videos by yourself or will be assisted by Team IT? Please let me know.
Yes, Miss. May the IT team to show my presentation video, Miss?
Okay. For I will let know for the IT team. Okay. Wait for a second, right?
Okay, Miss. Thank you.
Please wait a second, Miss.
Okay, Miss.
Will
Thank
be
you.
in progress. Okay.
Yes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. On this occasion, we would like to present our research entitled Utilization of Banana Peels Musa paradisiaca as a substitute for dry chemical powder in a light fire extinguisher in terms of physical science studies. With members Rahel Rahuela Marpaung, Dandan Lur Saraswati, and Dasmo. We are from Universitas Indraprasta PGRI. This study aims to prove banana peels Musa paradisiaca can be used as a substitute for dry chemical powder in a light fire extinguisher APAR. To determine the best concentration level for dry chemical powder, made from banana peels Musa paradisiaca, and to determine the significance of fire extinguishing time between dry chemical powder made from banana peels Musa paradisiaca and dry chemical powder made from cassava peel manihot esculenta crans at the best concentration. This research was conducted using an experimental method, namely by conducting 10 experiments for various types of mass concentration between banana peels and monoammonium phosphate respectively, namely 25% pure banana peel powder, 50% pure banana peel powder, 75% pure banana peel powder, and 100% pure banana peel powder. Stages of research consist of 3 stages. The first stage of preparation, the second stage of production, and the third phase is a trial. The results of the research that has been done and obtained by the best concentration of dry chemical powder leader bananas Musa paradisiaca is a concentration of 100% pure banana peel powder. There is a significant difference in fire extinguishing time between dry chemical powder made from banana peel Musa paradisiaca and dry chemical powder made from cassava peel manihot esculenta crans at the best concentration. Introduction. According to data from Badan Pusat Statistik, reports that the national production of bananas in Indonesia from 2017 to 2019 reached 7 million tons, while the province of West Java is a producer of quite a lot of bananas. Namely, in 2017 to 2019, it reached 1 million tons. Meanwhile, Fadila et al. Suggests that in general banana peel is used as organic fertilizer or as animal feed only. According to Arifin, the dry chemical powder contains toxic chemicals such as potassium bicarbonate that can result in shortness of breath and poisoning when inhaled by humans, so that the user need to use a mask and personal protective equipment when conducting fire suppression using dry chemical powder. Based on this, to minimize the influence of dry chemical powder on humans, a safe replacement material is required to be used at the time of the fire. The purpose of this research is 1. To prove that the banana peel can be used as a replacement for dry chemical powder in a light fire extinguisher. 2. To find out the best concentration level dry chemical powder is banana peel. And 3. To find out the significance of the time fire outage is between a banana peel and a cassava peel at the best concentrations. The method used in this study is the method of experimentation. The stage in this study consists of 3 stages. The first stage is preparation. This stage consists of the study of literature. The second stage is production. At this stage, conducted a selection of tools and materials to make dry chemical powder samples of banana peel. The third stage is trial. At this stage, dry chemical samples of banana peel powder are tested. The following is the results of the concentration of banana peel. The following is the result of the concentration of the cassava peel. From Table 1, it can be seen that the fastest fire extinguishing time as an indicator of the best concentration of dry chemical powder made from banana peels is K4, while from Table 2, it can be seen that the fastest fire extinguishing time as an indicator of the best concentration of dry chemical powder made from cassava peel is K2. Based on these tables, it can be seen that by using the level of significance of 0.05 was obtained on a small fire and a big fire, the value of L0 is smaller than the L table. so that the best concentration data of banana peels and cassava peels are normally distributed. It is the result of the homogeneous test. On small fire, the calculated F value is smaller than the F table, so that the two groups are homogeneous. While on a big fire, the calculated F value is greater than the F table, so that on a big fire the two groups are homogeneous. It is the result of the independent sample t-test. Based on the table, it can be seen that at small fire and big fire, the value of t-count is greater than t-table. It means there is a significant difference in fire extinguishing time between the best concentration of dry chemical powder made from banana peel and the best concentration of dry chemical powder made from cassava peel. Based on research results and discussions, it could then be concluded that 1. The banana peel can be used as a replacement for dry chemical powder on a small fire extinguisher. 2. The best concentration for producing a banana peel is obtained from the fourth of a concentration of 100% pure banana peel powder. 3. There is a significant difference between a dry chemical powder developing a banana peel and a cassava bark at best concentration. Okay, thank you for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much for the great video presentations. And then we move to the last presenters who will be presenting their paper in the videos for about the topic is analysis of restitution's coefficients value on ball using tracker software using video-based laboratory or VBL. For Miss Delia Akadina Putri and then Luhura Saraswati, will you share the video by yourself or be assisted by the IT team? Please let me know.
May IT team share my video, please?
Okay, wait a minute. Okay,
Thank
you,
you.
Miss. Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Delia Kadina Putri. Now I want to present about analysis of restitution coefficient value on ball using tracker software using video-based laboratory by me and Dandan Luhur Saraswati from Universitas Indraprastha PGRI Jakarta. The study aims to determine the value of the bekel ball and ping pong ball restitution coefficient by analysis carried from data obtained manually and using tracker software by utilizing a video-based laboratory and to determine the comparison of the percentage of errors obtained from the two data collection methods. To collect the data obtained manually, the height data of each ball was taken at the time before and after the collision. Meanwhile, for data retrieval using tracker software, the speed of each ball was tracked before and after the collision. Experimental activities can be carried out in laboratory using the available tools. But in practice, conducting experiments is not as easy as imagined. There can be some error as a cause of erroneous measurement results, such as a systematic errors in the form of inaccuracy of measurement results due to tools and error creation in the form of things that can affect the measurement results from outside, like noise, parallax, ground motion, and others. Currently, the development of science and technology is increasingly advanced in helping experimental activities carried out in the laboratory. There is a software that can help experimental activities produce more accurate data, namely Tracker software. Tracker software is a video analysis program that can be used to analyze various video related to the topic of kinematics and light spectrum. The video recording is taken from the real condition of the object's motion and then processed using a tracker so that it is also known as a video-based laboratory or VBL. This research aims to determine the value of the breakout ball and ping pong ball restitution coefficient by analysis carried from data obtained manually and using tracker software by utilizing a video-based laboratory and to determine the comparison of the percentage of errors obtained from the two data collection methods. The approach used in this research is quantitative approach, which is one type of experimental research. In the first experiment, a medium-sized breakout ball was used which was hung on the stative. Then one of the balls was pulled at a certain angle and then released, so that a collision occurred between the two balls. When starting to draw one of the balls, the camera is ready to record the movement of the ball in order to obtain speed data on both balls before and after the collision occurs. Then the video was entered into the tracker software to obtain experimental data. In this research, we need one set of stative, scratch pad, 50 cm ruler, digital scales, camera, laptop, tracker software, Microsoft Excel, two breakout balls with a diameter of 4.2 cm, two ping pong balls in diameter 4.05 cm, and yarn. Tools and materials are assembled like this picture. In this research, the results of the value of the restitution coefficient on the breakout ball with data taken manually are E equals to 0.5136 plus minus 0.004214, while the restitution coefficient value on the breakout ball with data taken through the tracker software is E equals to 0.5397 plus minus 0.0008731. Based on the results obtained, we can see that the errors obtained from the data taken manually are greater than the errors obtained from the data taken through the tracker software. So, it can be said that the data retrieval through tracker software is much more accurate than data retrieval that is taken manually with an error percentage ratio of 0.4214% compared to 0.08731%. Meanwhile, the results of the restitution coefficient value on the ping pong ball with data taken manually is E equal to 0.4707 plus minus 0.01736, and the value of the restitution coefficient on the ping pong ball with data taken through the tracker software is E equal to 0.5115 plus minus 0.001154. From the results obtained, it can also be seen that errors with data taken manually are greater than errors taken using tracker software. So, it can also be said that data retrieval through tracker software is much more accurate than data retrieval that is taken manually with an error percentage ratio of 1.736% compared to 0.1154%. Based on the purpose of this research, it can be concluded that the value of the restitution coefficient with data taken manually on the breakout ball is E equals to 0.5136 plus minus 0.004214, and the ping pong ball is E equals to 0.4566 plus minus 0.01736, while the restitution coefficient value with data taken with tracker software on the breakout ball is E equals to 0.5397 plus minus 0.000871, and the ping pong ball is E equals to 0.5115 plus minus 0.001154. Then, for the comparison of the percentage of errors in the value of the Becquerel restitution coefficient is 0.4214% compared to 0.08731%, while the comparison of the percentage of errors is the value of the ping pong ball restitution coefficient is 1.736% compared to 0.11542%. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much for the great video presentations. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and now we will enter for the last sessions, that is questions and answer. And I will give the time for the participant that would like to ask something for all the presenters who has done a presentations. If you have any questions, the rule is the same.
Ya, mau bertanya tapi putus.
Hello, sir. Sorry, you can write your questions in the chat columns.
Have direct question? Okay.
Yes, the time is yours.
Moderator, have direct question? Okay. 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 I'm Triwono. Interesting. Rahel team research, and I have one question. My spoken is clear?
Yes, sir.
Because my network is trouble, a little trouble.
Yes, yes, I can hear your voice, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Yes.
I think your research is very, very good, and I'm interesting. And I have one question. Could this research be developed on a larger scale on industry next time? My spoken is okay.
I'm sorry, sir. Can you repeat it again, please? I can hear your voice
Okay.
about.
And the next time, could this research be developed on a larger scale on industry? Maybe your research can be developed next time a larger scale on industry.
Sir, may you write the question on the column chat, please?
Okay.
The signal is not good
Yes.
in my area.
Yes, yes. I think.
Yes.
Aduh. Nggak bisa ya.
Sorry, Miss Moderator. Okay. Hello, Miss Moderator. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Our signal in internet access in Jayapura is not good.
It's okay. It's okay, Miss. If I'm not misunderstanding, the questions is, could this research develop in industry? Is that right?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I understand. Yeah. Thank you, Miss
Yes.
Moderator.
Okay.
Yes.
The time is yours. Please answer, Miss.
Okay. Thank you for the question for Sir Triwiono. I would like to answer it.
Yes.
The dry chemical powder made from banana peel is a team. So we wouldn't we not test it in industry because the pandemic happened. So we just trying to test it in a small area. So we don't test it in industry for directly industry. I mean So, but from our research, we have concluded that dry chemical powder will be replacement of dry chemical powder in general. There is contents of chemical like monoammonium phosphate and what else. So from our research, we know that the dry chemical powder made from banana peel can extinguish the fire so quickly. You also know you also let it to our table on the presentation before. So yeah, I think it is that I could be answer, sir. May you understand it, sir?
Yes, thank you. You explain. Okay, good. Pak. Yes, I know.
May you satisfied from my answer, sir.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the answering questions, and that is the good questions and answer. And then anything else for the questions? Okay, if there is no questions again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of this virtual conference. I would like to invite all of you to give applause once again to all of the presenters and participants. Thank you for joining this virtual conference today. And please, before we will end this conference, okay, please allow me to ask you for taking a photo together for just a second minute. And for IT team, please capture our moments. I will counting from 3, okay? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, team IT, that is done. Thank you so much for the great presentations today. Hopefully, this virtual conference will be useful and beneficial for you. And thank you once again. I wish you good luck and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And you can join the other room whenever you want. Thank you so much for ladies and gentlemen. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Moderator. Thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Rahel, Miss
Thank you all.
Delia.
See you again next time, maybe.
Thank you, moderator.
Thank you.
Ginda,
Miss Moderator is
Rahel,
very beautiful, Miss Raisa.
Nandan, Pak Tri.
Pak Firman. Ginda, selamat.
Pak Firman, Pak Tri.
Halo.
Thank you.